What's going on, everybody? It's Pigpen, the one and only. Welcome to the live stream. Tonight's guest is none other than Dr. Daddy. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. What about you?
I can't complain. Mainly because nobody listens, but no, I can't complain. Actually, other than a few small things going on in my personal life, pretty good. I got to go in for surgery in about a week, but it's sort of a routine surgery, I guess they tell me. So hopefully, I'll be out of commission from work for a little bit, but maybe that'll give me some time to lay on the couch and live stream a little bit with everybody. So other than that, can't complain. Pretty good here. The reason I have you on, and we were talking about this earlier, the reason why Dr. Daddy's on is he put a post on the, what's it, Drama House?
Yeah, it was Drama House.
All right, yeah, it was Drama House, and basically there's some confusion out there as far as RRC, real PayPal money, and the conversion and how things work. And I figured, yeah, this would be a great opportunity. It's something I've wanted to talk about, but it's a great opportunity to kind of talk about the Racing Rivals economics. So give you a little crash course 101. We'll talk about some other stuff here too as well. So real quick, if you guys haven't heard, Carbonated announced that there'll be a major update. It'll be 7.0. It's going to be coming out relatively soon, and I think in the next couple of weeks, they're going to have guests on their live stream on Twitch, and they're going to talk about different features. So I think that's pretty cool. The game's going to be getting major update. Who knows what that's going to be, what that entails, but as soon as I find out information, you'll find out information. We can talk about it live stream and kind of go over what we think, what our thoughts on these changes might be. Wow, tons of people here already. So I'm here with Dr. Daddy. Give me 10 seconds, guys, for a channel intro. What's up, everybody? Pigpen, the one and only, back with my guest, Dr. Daddy. Dr. Daddy, you ready to talk? Let's talk about a few things here real quick. I guess we'll just jump right. I have a whole list of stuff I wanted to talk about, guys. Look at these notes here. But I guess we're going to just jump right in and talk about Racing Rivals, RRC, PayPal, all that good stuff, economics. It's so confusing at times, guys, but yet it's so simple. It follows along supply and demand in a real life economy. Like the one thing, like Dr. Daddy, in that post you put in, and I don't remember who it was, and even if I did remember who it was, I'm not going to call him out. But somebody was like, "Whoa, why don't we just all start selling? Why don't we just sell mills at like $5? Everybody will get together and sell them for $5, and that'll be that." And I just laughed because it just doesn't work that way. I mean, in your brain, in your imagination, it would be great just to go, hey, everybody's selling mills at $5 now. They're not 35 cents or $5, but it just doesn't work that way because if you think about it in a real situation, you have, say, a convenience store that sells Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and say they're selling them at $1 a piece, and they feel they should be $5. So what happens is they start selling them at $5, and they get all the other convenience stores in the area or in the United States or wherever. Everybody's selling them at $5. Now, I'm not buying them for $5. Dr. Daddy, you buying it for $5? Probably not.
Absolutely not.
No. I hope everybody can hear you, by the way. So I'm not buying them. So what happens is this, is that one person gets the bright idea, hey, I'm going to drop it down to $4. And they start selling a few here and there. And then the word gets out that the $5 guys hear that they're selling them for $4. So what happens? Some of them drop it down to $4. And it kind of puts them back in the situation they were, where it's like, there's still a few people selling them for cheaper. And what happens is over time, that's right, back and forth, this guy drops his, that guy drops his, and then it's back at the market value, which is 35 cents. If you do that with mills, you can't get everybody to get together and say, hey, we're selling at 5, because there's always going to be that one person who's going to undercut, and then everybody else jumps on board and undercuts. And then someone else is going to undercut that, and then it's always going to find the market average. It's just the way it works. Real life economic supply and demand. There's a few things that can change this, and like I said, there's two parts, supply and demand. I made a little chart here, Dr. Daddy. I'm going to have to kind of, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm going to have to show you. Well, the first is here is just at the top. It's going to be a triangle. It's going to be, the top is the US dollar, $100 bill at the top. And that just kind of, everybody knows what a dollar is. It's, you know, that's what drives the actual real life value. Okay. So we all know what that is. So next is going to be the first part, which is down in the other corner. Dr. Daddy, I don't know if you can see it, if it's on the live stream, if you're watching. It's, you know, this is the RRC. This is what we're going to say is RRC, in-game cash. Now, obviously, what determines, what drives the value of RRC is supply and demand. Again, now, if there's a huge supply and very low demand, obviously the price is going to be dirt cheap. That's just the way it is. Now, if there's a ton of people that want RRC, tons of people want it, but there's a low amount, the value is going to be super high. That is just the way it works. Now, there's all sorts of variations in between. If there's a lot of money and a lot of demand for it, you know, it'll find its value. It's going to find it. So right now, Dr. Day, what is the value of RRC in the game? Is it like 35 cents? Is that safe to say?
Anywhere. I mean, it just depends on where you go. I've seen it as low as 35. I've seen it as high as 45. Nothing really goes over 45 cents right now.
Okay.
But yeah, currently I get mine for 35 cents.
Okay, so 35 cents is, we'll say that's the average. So now if there's a ton of RRC out there, which there is, but not everybody wants to, say the need for it goes up. The need for RRC, there's a car that's released, or say Carbonated goes through and just decides, and this is just hypothetical, guys, Carbonated decides to go through and say, we're going to wipe out everybody's RRC down to 10 mil or 20 mil. Now the demand is going to be super high and the supply is going to be super low, basically driving that price sky high. Now, when everybody glitched mills out the ass, that drove up the supply, which drove down the price. It's just basic economics, okay? Now, for the second part of the equation here is in-game items, such as cars, paints, wheels, underglow, and headlights, anything that can be bought and sold. So we're going to talk about the car. Now, I wish I could see it here. I have my iPad going, but basically your question was what in the post there is if a car is worth $2 and the price of mills goes up or down, does that change the value or change the $2? And here's the thing is, there's different things that can affect the price. So if the car's demand and supply doesn't change and it's only RRC, the car is still going to be worth the same, $2. But now the price of mills is going to go up or down. And if it goes up, then obviously the car is going to be worth less in mills, but it's still going to have that same the same dollar value. It's so hard to explain. There's so many variations here, but you know, we'll say the car is worth $2, and we'll just say, to keep it round, mills will say 50 cents a piece. So that car is worth 4 mil. Now, if the price of mills drop down to 35 cents, then you take the $2, divide it by 0.35, and now mills, the car is worth 5.72, up from 4. But the dollar value hasn't changed. It's still worth $2. Now, the other end, now here's where people get confused. The other end of the spectrum, and it's going to make your eyes go cross. It's going to fry your brain. But if, say, that car is worth $2 and something happens and people don't want this car anymore, or there's another car out there that Carbonated released that's better than this car, and now the demand for that car goes down. Nobody wants it anymore, so the value drops. Now it's only worth $1. But the price of mills has stayed the same. It's now worth 2 mil if we're going at 50 cents. But it's only has $1 value. There's so many variations here, guys. Like I could go on and on. I mean, are you understand me, Dr. Daddy? Am I making sense? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, you're making perfect sense to me, and that's exactly how what I mean. It wasn't like a question. Like when I asked the question, it wasn't like I didn't know the answer.
No,
It
I
wasn't
know
the
you
answer.
know.
I just wanted to see what other people, because I don't know. I don't usually sell.
No, I
I
don't.
don't tend to sell cars. I tend to buy. I buy cars, buy mills, and I make more because obviously I make videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. So no, I know you know what's going on here. I just don't know if I'm explaining it well, and maybe you could tell me, no, Pigpen, you're not.
You're explaining it well to me. I guess the only simpler way to really put it is it's not as it's simple if you know how economics work.
Yes.
And if you don't know how that works, then the easiest way to break it down is how you did with that chart. But as you said, it's really supply and demand. And say you take, just for instance, like that $2 car. And the reason why I asked that question was I'm about to buy like 80 HSVs.
Okay.
And I was trying to get
80.
a price on them. Yeah,
80
80.
as an 80?
As an 80, 20 from 100.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so, and I was trying to get a price because I know mills have gone down, and I didn't know if this guy that I was buying it from was going off of mill prices or PayPal prices. So I was just trying to get a post out there. So if he decided to start an argument or something, and I was like, no, look, this is how it is, and trying to find a happy medium without having a confrontation.
Yeah.
So, and I put that out there. Obviously, you have different people that, oh, this is how this works. This is how it works. Is you take a $2 car. HSV is usually probably about $2 maxed, and so you have. If you translate that to RRC at a 50% rate, that's 4 mil. Like you said, you already did that math, and as RRC goes down, mill prices rise.
Right.
But then you also have supply and demand comes in effect, and also with the HSV was in the turf crates, so the cost of getting that car has gone down significantly.
Right.
So then that turns out makes the car cheaper as well. There's a lot more than just oh, there's this car, people want it. Like there's a lot more that goes into it, but if you simplify it, then it makes it easier to understand.
Right. You totally understand it. There are multiple factors that come into play here. There's the value of RRC, and then there's also the value, the demand of that car. And then you have to kind of find a conversion and figure out what that is equal to in dollars if you're going to buy it in dollars. And you just have to use common sense, guys, and go, hey, if mills are X amount, he's charging this amount for the car, and mills go for this much in actual cash, real money, and you find out the value, and you say, hey, is that car really worth $5 to me? No, I'm not paying $5, and it may be worth it to somebody else. They may pay $5 for it, in which case, let them pay for it. But you, me, it's not worth it to me. It's not a $5 car. Now,
I'm sitting here looking at chat right now. People are telling me to speak up, and I mean, it's kind of it's hard to because I mean I have my mic plugged in.
Yeah.
I'm talking directly into it, so I can only talk so much louder.
Yeah. See, I got you on my iPad, a little bit of different, and I'm going to hold it closer to the microphone. Maybe people can hear it a little bit better that way, but that'll give me only one hand to use.
Yeah, but I mean, back to what we were saying. I mean, and also you got to think of how long that car has been available, because if the car just came out in turf, like the Datsun, this week's turf car, when it first came out, people wanted it bad.
Yep.
But now it's a repeat car, and if you go on Racing Rebels page right now and look at their Turf War video, or not video, their post, the people are, oh, repeat car, and now nobody wants it. So that drives the price down. Not only are there more cars in the game of the Datsun now, then now you have people actually just don't want it.
Right. So going back to my example with the convenience store, say that these convenience stores have this soda. There's two things they could do to drive the price up. Is A, the demand. If you want to drive price up, make the demand higher. Now, everybody in the world wants a Coca-Cola, the price is going to go up. Or if people don't want it, the price is going to drop. But the other thing is supply. They could take and decrease the supply of Coca-Cola. Now, instead of buying 500 cans, everybody only buys 100. There's less out there. And that's kind of what Carbonated did a ways back, not too long ago with Turf rewards. Now, they dropped it from 100 teams down to 75. They decreased the supply, which in turn theoretically should jump up the value of the cars because there's less of them out there, creating more of a demand. If there's 75 people and only 75 cars out there, the demand is high. But if there's 75 people and 4,000 cars, well, the demand is going to be the same, but the supply is a lot higher. They're just shrinking that supply down, causing that balance to go in favor of higher prices. Now, it's confusing, I know, but if you really, really want to get into it, just Google supply and demand, do some reading, just a little research on it. You'll actually figure out it's very simple, maybe a little bit hard for me to explain, but it's a very easy concept to understand once you wrap your head around it. You just can't go out and say, hey, we're going to start selling these cars at $5 because it may work for a little bit, one or two or a few sales, but if there's a ton of cars and nobody's making sales, they're going to start dropping their price to compete with each other, to undercut each other, and it's eventually going to bottom out and balance out to where the actual value of the car is.
Exactly, and then like you said, I mean, you're going to have people that are going to constantly try to undercut you because either one, they need the money, two, they just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the only two reasons I would understand undercutting somebody, but if it's just when that happens in a market that is this broad where you take 75 teams times 20, that's how many cars are out there.
Yep. So that's what is that? 75 times 20 is 1,500.
Yeah. And so that's 1,500 with how many people actually are on Facebook doing deals. So, which, yes, not all people that are racing on the teams are on Facebook either, but there's a lot more people that are than that aren't. So there's going to be undercutting when it comes to that, strictly because I'll sell my car faster before nobody wants it.
That's exactly it. That's why people do it. They undercut to try to sell faster because if there's so many cars out there and not many buyers, man, I got to drop my price to get that car sold fast. And then what happens is everybody else jumps on that same boat with that same concept. I'm going to drop my price and sell it fast. And next thing you know, that's the value of the car. It's a low value car. And you can't just say, we're going to start raising the price and selling it, because once again, you'll have people undercutting and it'll naturally follow its actual value. It'll just find its natural, it may be a $3 car. It may be a $10 car, like that Subi Coupe way back in the day, for example. The Subi Coupe was at the time, one of the most sought after cars. Everybody wanted it. Everybody wanted it. It was an amazing car for the time. Really cool car. And I can't remember what the value, $30. This thing was a $30 car for a while. And what happened? Cloning.
Did you mean the Subi Sport?
Yes. What did I say? The Subi Coupe?
Yeah.
The Subi Sport, my bad. Yeah, so the Subi Sport was an amazing car at its time. Everybody wanted it, and the price was, it floated solid at $30 per car. That was where it was, because there were X amount of cars out of there. Everybody wanted it, so that price it demanded a high value. What happened then? Like I said, cloning came into play, and the amount of cars doubled, tripled, quadrupled. Who knows how many cars were cloned? Now the supply was so high that the price just naturally plummeted down to $5 a car, whatever it was at the time. So that's just basics. Economics 101, supply and demand.
Yep, and what's sad right now, speaking on the Subi Sport, with what happens when people exploit something, this is what happens. Like you said, it floated solid for $30.
It did.
And cloning came into play and went down and down and down, and then it flatlined at $5.
Yep.
Now, people are having a hard time selling them for $5. And it's only because, well, in my opinion, it's strictly because the users are so used to getting everything either by cloning or for free or for as little as possible. They don't want to fork out $5 for a car that their excuse is, I'm just going to pink it away. That's your choice. That doesn't change the value of the car.
Right. That's just your use of the car. It doesn't change it. It's still the same.
But it's just crazy how being here for I wouldn't say I'm nowhere near the person that's played this the longest. I've been here, I would say, for about 4 years
Yeah.
or so. Maybe. I may be exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen mills go all the way up to steady at $5 a mill, and I've seen them go as low as 15 cents a mill.
Yep. When
It's
I first started, there was no buying and selling of mills. It just wasn't there. The game was so new. People had to buy them at $100 a mill. And then what happened was somebody found a way to glitch money. Now, I didn't figure it out. I was told, excuse me, I had to burp. I was told how it happened, and I watched. All of a sudden, there was money out there now, but they were keeping it pretty under wraps at first. Like, it was very secretive, and they were selling it. They were selling mills for $20 a piece on through PayPal and shit. And I was like, dude, $20. I bought up a handful. I was like, all right, I got a few here. I bought up like maybe $100, and I had like 6 mil total, on my account, and I was super rich. I was like, holy crap. But as with any secret, especially in the video game world or online, as with any secret, you tell one person, guess what? That's no longer a secret, man.
Yeah.
Word.
That's just like the most recent cloning spell that went out with you, which I'm sure it's patched now, so it's okay to say it.
Yeah.
But you go and race. You make the second account.
Mm-hmm.
You pink your car to it, and as the lights start dropping, you close out the game on the phone that you're wanting to clone the car on.
Mm-hmm.
You go back in the game, message customer support, and be like, hey, an error message came up. I had to restart the game. I came back, and my car was gone.
Yeah.
Then you get that car back after like a day or so. Then you transfer the other one back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a longer process, but it still worked. But
right.
Not only did that get you banned,
right.
but I'm sure it's fixed now, which also ruins the market for when it actually does happen to racers.
Sure, because if I actually legitimately in racing and I didn't know anything about it, and now my car, I lose it. What's up, Craig? I lose it, and I contact customer service. Now, guess what? We can't give it to you. Why? Because that trick has already been exploited a million times, and we're not going to fall for it again. So, but as with any secret, the cloning, the mills, it got out, and everybody and their brother, everybody was cloning, words, glitching money. And it had something to do with the process. You close this and do this and start this up. And there was a whole sequence you had to follow. But the word got out. Everybody was cloning the mills. Dude, I had accounts I almost had $1 billion in RRC, $1 billion across all my accounts. And what happened is at the time it was CIE. They went through and said, hey, this is ridiculous. This is out of hand. And they banned accounts. And they also dropped mills on your account. Everybody in the game dropped them across the board down to 20 mil. And what happened was mills were going for dirt cheap then because there were so many mills out there. They were like $1 a piece or whatever they were. I can't remember. But as soon as CIE came across and wiped everybody's accounts down to 20 mil, all of a sudden supply was down. Price skyrocketed, supply and demand. I've seen it a million times in the game, and if anybody argues with it, man, they don't understand economics, supply and demand. Woo!
That's exactly what it is. All it is supply and demand, understanding how economics works with a product.
Yeah. No, I'm not on. Somebody asked if I'm online right now on Racing Rivals. No, I'm not online. And guy wanted to know. Some guy wanted to know. He is asking. He wants to make it confusing. He was like, how much is that in Bitcoin? How much is that car worth in Bitcoin? I have no clue. No clue.
Don't start that. We'll be here all night.
Oh my gosh. So, anyways, guys, those of you just joining in, I'm here with none other. This man needs no introduction, but it would be rude not to. I'm here with Dr. Daddy. How you doing, Dr. Daddy? Thanks for joining.
No problem. Good to be here. I'm well. How about you?
I'm doing great. We're talking about Economics 101. Those of you who have not heard yet, there's a major update, 7.0, coming soon to Racing Rivals. Straight from Carbonated. Heard it right from their mouth. So, we're going to change pace here a little bit. Maybe we'll talk about economics and get back in a little bit. Craig's like, I can't even spell economics. You spelled
Of
it all
course
wrong.
you can, Craig. It's not surprising.
No, but so the other day I put a post on my Facebook group. Wanted ideas from you, the viewers, what kind of topics I can go about talking about for live streaming, what kind of things you want to see. And I got a whole crazy amount of ideas. Some of them were discuss how to improve RR. That's what we do. We talk about RR all the time and discuss how to change it, what we think would be good change as a player, and all that good stuff. Somebody wanted to know turf secrets. I don't know about you, Dr. Daddy, but I don't know any turf secrets. I mean, I know strategy. There's strategy, but I don't think there's any turf secrets out there.
Well, the weird thing is, like, we don't think of it as secrets,
Yeah.
but when you look on it, like, I relate a lot of my, like, not necessarily knowledge, but with helping the community out back to Racing Rivals' actual like page.
Uh-huh.
Because if you go in groups and, like, even your page, people at least have some knowledge of the game because they had your YouTube channel to find out your Facebook page.
Right.
With Racing Rivals, they just, well, obviously they're an app, so they have to have a like page.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little more simple for them to find that. So they may not have as much knowledge about the game.
Okay.
So if you go on there and you look, they don't understand that racing in not a max lobby, like an 81 lobby,
Yep.
gives you 500 points a race, and if you crush that car, it's close to 5,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling everybody in the top. I think I saw top 30 are cheaters, hackers, because they're scoring so many points. Like, they don't understand.
Right.
It's easy.
And a lot of the new players too are probably basing that off of seeing like they're racing D and C and B class cars for 40 points a race. And at 40 points a race to score 100,000, that's almost impossible at times. That's without crushing. If you're new to the game, that's a lot. Let's see, just do some really quick math here. 100,000 points divided by, say you're making 40 points a race with not crushing. That's 2,500. 2,500 races. Now, I don't know about you, but that'd be tough for me to do.
Not doing it.
Exactly. So, I mean, I guess maybe no turf secrets, but maybe strategy, and maybe we could talk more about that to people to kind of get the word out there to keep new players interested.
I mean, it would be nice. Like, I know this is like a long shot because everybody always says like Racing Rivals is money hungry, or not Racing Rivals, but Carbonated is money hungry. They're just as bad as Blue. Yada yada yada.
Hey, they got bills to pay as well. The same bills.
Exactly. That goes back to economics. Exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
It's not necessarily economics, but it's literally supply and demand. Like, they want this. Well, you kind of got to do this for it. It's not just going to be handed to you.
Right. Which reminds me, I want to talk about the offer wall later. And my thoughts on the offer wall and what it's doing to the game. Okay? I wrote that down, so hopefully I see that and we can talk about that. But next thing is how to come together as a community. Now, I think that's something that some of us YouTubers and some of the major players on the Facebook group should really come together and find a way to kind of bring the community together and to try to maybe not like a buy-sell page or something, just like a page where like new players, old players, where we can kind of like keep new players in the loop to, come together as a community to, to voice our opinion and to just to keep, because I know like a lot of my thing is like, man, if we don't get new players to the game, we're going to be in a tough spot. And, because you lose people over time. And if you're not getting new players to replace them, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough place to be in. So I'd love to find a way to have all of us come together as a community to try to get new players, try to, recruit and spread, knowledge about the game and such to try to keep an interest in it, keep it strong. I think that would be great. So there's that. Here's another one where we've gone over this a million times before, but new players, once again, I guess don't know, is how to if I could talk, how to tune turf cars. Damn, there it is. Spit it out, man. Spit it out. How to tune turf cars. So there's a lot of different strategy, and I guess just the knowledge isn't out there to me. It's just basic. It's 101, but apparently knowledge needs to be up a little bit more out there for people available for new players. added turf events, which I think they're doing. I like that. There's the new double restriction events that we've been seeing, like C-Class Hondas and D-Class all-wheel drive. I don't know. That's not a real one, but these are examples. Some people like them, some people don't, but I like just the fact that they're trying new things. That's enough for me to say, yeah, okay. I may not like the double restricted events, but the fact that they are doing new things, I do like. I like that a lot. It's kind of, we've been playing the game for what, 4 years, me and you? We've been playing a while, 5 years maybe. And it does get a little bit repetitive. That's the nature of the game. So they have to switch it up. You have to put new events in, just new ideas in general to keep us interested. And I like that they're doing that.
There's only so many you can do.
Right, right.
Even with the new ones they've put out, like C-Class rear-wheel drive, C-Class JDM, D-Class, whatever, there's still people on their page. Like, I'm going to refer to their page a lot, just so you know. Like I said, that's kind of what I go off of as a community rather than groups. Right,
because the community, that's where people go. That's where they know about the game.
Yeah. So there's still people saying, oh, these repeated events. There's only so many things you can do to a car. I mean, to make it different. But sorry, I was looking at this guy Bobby's comment. He said best option to fix the game would be use one button for launch and NOS.
No.
And I don't agree with that at all, because that makes it less. The game is supposed to be for users. Yeah, it's a challenge. It makes it less of a challenge, less of potential of error, which also makes the actual better player. Instead of less of a chance to mess up and let that underdog win a good call.
Right.
So it takes that away, and
no, it's just I could imagine, like, we can't go backwards in video game history. Go back to Super Mario Brothers, where they had 2 buttons: jump and fireball. Jump and fireball. You know, if you go back, and it just makes it so simple and easy. Like, it's just, where's the challenge? Where's the fun? I kind of disagree with that. They did kind of change it up, the NOS and the where, you know how people were like, oh, my NOS isn't going off. Well, that's because you probably, without knowing, you probably hit that NOS maybe 1,000th of a second before the start of the race, in which case it wouldn't go off. You would launch.
Well, even if you hit them at the same time, it's not the game. If your phone only registers one
input,
sense,
one
input. That's the best way to put it. Then it's going to go off of whichever one it is.
And it launches, and it's not going to register that you hit NOS, and you're going to say, I hit it, I know it's a game error, but it wasn't a game error. So what they did was change it so that now you can hit NOS just before the start of, which is bad if you accidentally tap it. I've done that. I've been not paying attention and tap NOS before the start of the race, and I just see my NOS go, and I'm like, I'm done. But I'd rather have that than to launch and not have NOS go off, because it's just the way it be personally. I think it's much better the way it is now. So there's that. Close app to auto disqualify people. Now, if you close the app, people are doing that to, like, be real shiesty.
I gave that guy, I know exactly what you're talking about. I gave him a long reply.
Oh, yeah?
But I wasn't like disrespectful. I answered all of his questions. They were just, they weren't beneficial to the game, in my opinion. But yeah, the closing the app to disqualify you. Well, the thing about that is, it's not, the game doesn't know you're doing it on purpose. The game thinks you just lost connection. And to be fair with both parties, it just takes the race away. So then you don't come back and, man, I lost my car and I got a phone call, or my phone died and I lost my car, or something. And it's an equalizer.
Yeah. So there's that. All right. So the next one, and I like it, it's a very small change, but I kind of like it, is change the betting increments in game. And I forget what they go from. They go from like $100 to $500 to $1,000, $5,000, $25,000. I don't even remember. I'm completely up, but I just don't think they're good for the average bettor. They're not good. Some of them are good for. I think they should. I think 100,000. They don't have 100,000, but 100,000 should definitely be in there. I think it goes from like 50,000 to 250,000 or something. And I'll tell you, like when I'm racing, if I sometimes I throw up like a large amount, 500,000 to somebody, they immediately chicken out and they're gone. But if I could throw up like 50,000 and then jump it up to 100,000, I think people would have a more apt to race. But because there's some people that like to stay low, there's some people that like to stay high with their betting, and there's got to be a little bit of balance in between, and just to keep it, because it just doesn't flow right. The betting, the increments are really weird. And I wish I would have checked it out before I live stream so I could talk about it a little bit more, but I don't need to. It's just a weird. I don't like the set. I don't like. It goes from like 50,000 to 250,000. It's a big jump in a very low area of the game where noobs or newer people, if they put up 50,000, they may be comfortable with that. But to jump it,
they only have like 400,000 and not be comfortable with risking at all.
Oh, and then they lose a huge chunk. Whereas if you could have said, I'd jump it up to 100, and I know there's going to be a million different opinions on this. So, but I just think they need to space it out a little bit better. So,
yeah.
The
weird thing, like the thing, here's the thing. Like I know it's not possible,
mm-hmm.
but if it was possible, I feel like it could potentially save some of the game with. Say, like you said, a person that doesn't have a lot of money but feels like he wants to only bet 50K, there's going to be player. I'm one of them that I will go into the lobby. Oh, you 50K bets? Okay, you bet 50K. I'm raising you. See what I want to see what you got.
Right.
I want to get you nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get you I want to see if you can perform under pressure or not. So it's not that I'm being a bully. No, it's not. Some people are, but where say he raises 50K and then I jump it up to $1 million. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. And chickens out. Well, he's out 50K.
Yep.
I wish there was a way they could put in a game where you couldn't do that. You couldn't try to bully somebody out of their RRC. But there's not. There's just not a way that they can't do that.
Right. That'd be interesting to figure out if there was a way to do that. Now, Anderson here says you speak, and explain nothing. Sorry, Anderson. I'm just going over some ideas that people wanted to talk about. And if I get a lot of interest in a few subjects, then I'm going to do a live stream and really go into detail and explain. This is just a list of ideas that I jotted down from the Facebook group of ideas. And I'm going to try to look at, live chat and chat in the group and stuff to see which ones have the most interest in them. And then I could do a whole live stream and go into details about it. But right now I'm just kind of outlining some of the good ones, some of the bad ones, some of the weird ones that I've gotten, just to see what people think and just to get a heads up on, what would be a good topic to actually talk about. Another one here I heard, and I've heard this a few times, and I really like this. Non-pinkable cars, the ability to turn them from a non-pinkable Pink's lock to an unlocked to a pinkable car with the price of gems or RRC or something of that nature. I think that would be so freaking amazing. I absolutely hate the fact that there are non-pinkable cars. That is the basis of the game. That is why I started playing the game, is to pink and to take that. And there's a million games. Here's the thing is there's a million games out there where you can race. They don't have pinks. This was a unique thing to this game, pinking. And to take it out of the game, even if it's just specific cars, no good. I understand why they did it in certain circumstances, like campaign cars. I agree with that. Because that cut down farming, because that was a major source of farming. I got that. I understood that. I'm okay with that. But to give out for like the 12 days of Racemas, to give out cars that were non-pinkable, I know that was a test. They were trying something or whatever the case was. I absolutely hate the fact that you get a car from Turf that is non-pinkable. Useless in my eyes. Absolutely useless.
Congratulations, you won a
useless car.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I understand why they did it too.
Sure, I understand why.
People a chance to win a car because they did give it out to a lot more racers than they normally do. Well, even in general, I was going to say with Showdown, but no, they gave it out to a lot more teams in Turf as well. But I do agree that they need to be able to for gyms. And the reason why I say gyms is because RRC you can get in the game for free.
Mm-hmm.
As in, like, you can race for it or you earn it by racing. Gyms, yeah, you earn 8, 6, 4 as you level up, but you don't really get a lot of gems unless you earn them or buy them.
Yep.
So I feel like gyms would be the best option to go for there.
Okay, Stephen Parker, here in the live chat, Stephen Parker had a really, hold on, see if I can pause it here. Okay. Okay.
That's a good idea.
I don't know if you see it, but we were talking about the whole, the betting money, and you were talking about getting bullied out of your money. They should have, right there, you can put you have your pinks flag and your money flag. Say if you put your money flag up, that means that you can't be raised. I got toys on the wall talking to me. That was weird. I have this one where it's a Ted, and you push on his head and he talks, you know, the Ted, the bear, or whatever it was. What is he, a bear? Yeah, he's a bear. Anyways, he's talking on his own. That's kind of creepy. So, but if you put your pink flag up, you put your money flag up, you can't be raised pinks, and that way you can just raise and race for money without the fear of being bullied out of your money. That's actually, I like that idea. I haven't really thought it all the way through, of course, but I think that's a pretty...
I mean, there's some issues with that, but I like the whole idea as a whole.
Yeah. Surreal has a point here. It says, fact, without farmers, this game would be dead. Absolutely, I agree with that. Nathan, I'll get you your car. You got to get a hold of me after the live stream. Jeez, woo! I forgot about him. I got to get him his car. I had a contest, and I owe him a car. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Very much do. What were we talking about? I had to say that before I forgot to give him his car. No, it's all good, Nathan. I totally spaced it out. I'm glad you reminded me.
You got Surreal saying back without farmers, this game would be dead.
Yes, absolutely. Without farmers, this game would be dead because, like I said, when I first started playing, there was no money out there. Nobody in their right mind. There were very few people. I can't afford to spend $100 on RRC for 1 mil. It's just not going to happen, not in this lifetime, and probably not in the next one either. So to say $100 real cash for 1 mil, it's not going to happen. So when the money was glitched, and that was a way for everybody out there. We all said, hey, this is our chance to actually get our hooks in and establish roots to play in this game. We had money now. We could play the game without having to spend $400 for 4 mils. I mean, crazy. So, and then after that was done.
It's a weird thing with that is because it's so absurd that they would want $100 for a mil that eventually I want to do it just one time, just to say that I've done it.
Tell you what, I'll watch you do it because I'm not doing it. I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
No, I can't either. But
just to say,
it's like kind of like a bucket list. Like if I could, I would.
Yeah, if I could, I would, but I can't, so I won't. But yeah, so the game, and then farming came out, and that was another way to keep people playing, because once they leveled out everybody's bank account and they found out there was this glitch going on, people were making money, they cleaned out everybody's accounts, and then it came down to the farmers. And the farmers were doing their job. They were here to make money for themselves. Let's not sugarcoat it. They wanted money for themselves. But what happened was they made all this money and they sold it, and we raced and did high bets, and it spread the money out, and it gave everybody a way to let them play without breaking their own personal piggy bank, you know, and let them play. Yeah, I know. $100 is a bit ridiculous. I can't. $100 for a mil, like a mil is such a small thing of the game, a very small thing.
Fast.
Exactly. And to think, for $100, I can go out and buy, not only can I buy a game for the PlayStation, a whole game, but that's enough money left over for extra downloadable content. Yeah. God, come on, man. Like, so to say that mills were 100.
Cost of living up there, but that's almost 10% of my cost of rent.
Yeah, exactly. My mortgage, I spend with my mortgage and My condo fee, well, just my mortgage, that's about 10% of my mortgage, you know, roughly. And then I have my condo fees on top of that. So, I mean, ugh, and that's for 1 mil. I wish I could sell the mills I have for $100. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So there's that. Old rewards for Showdown. Now, sorry, I'm eating an M&M here.
I hope they're talking about like the rewards before the most recent old ones because they were complaining about that. Well, no, they weren't. They were complaining about the new ones and then they got refreshed again.
Well, the thing is I gotta be honest here. As a gamer and as a gamer that plays this game, I gotta say, and I'll say this generally across the board, but personally, I'm always complaining about something. So I think you're always you can't please all of the people all of the time. You can please some of them some of the time, but I'm one. I complain. I figure, you know what? I learned something back in the day. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Now, as true as that is, man, I've seen some people complain and complain and complain, and guess what? They get what they want. So I made a mental note of that and said, you know what? I'm going to freaking start complaining because I see it works. Eventually, you will get what you want. That's like hard work. You know, you do hard work, you put hard work in, eventually you're going to get what you're working for. Now,
but there's ways to complain and there's ways not to. You can't just sit there and cry about
exactly. There's a way about everything. And I was just doing a little comparison earlier for RRC, or not RRC, the Showdown rewards. And I gotta say, I didn't like them at all, but when you break them down, you really start thinking, going, they're not bad. And I'll explain what I mean. So for first place, I'm never gonna get first place Showdown. I'll be honest, I don't have that much interest in Showdown. That's the only downfall is the rewards doesn't captivate me. They're gems, crates, and boosts, and some RRC. Not going to interest me that much to go out and race and try to get first place. What's Showdown, 24 hours?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so 24 hours. I just don't have the time or the interest to race for 24 hours. And to get these things isn't going to captivate me, but yet I'm looking at them and they're pretty fair. I don't know how many gems somebody has to spend. How many gems do you think someone has to spend to get first place in Showdown? If you had to guess.
Gems to get first place, if an average player?
Sure.
I would say close to 1,000.
Okay.
And be really lucky.
Okay, so close to 1,000, and a really good player who knows what they're doing, probably less than that then?
Yeah, but still definitely more than 250.
Okay, but so now here's the thing though. You get 250,000 RRC, which that doesn't have a gem price, so I don't count that. So you get 250 gems, all right? 3 gold crates, which I did the math, is 720 gems. 4 bronze, which is 320 gems. 2 turf crates, which you can't put a price because you can't buy those with gems, so that goes in with the RRC. 4 performance crates, which is 160 gems. And then you get 50 boosts, which is 80 gems. So when you add this up, we said estimated 1,000 gems to get first place. Well, in gem cost for the gems you get and the cost of gems for the crates, 1,530 gems. So you're actually doing a little bit better there. Plus, you're getting the 2 free turf crates, which you can't buy with gems, and 250,000 RRC, which isn't all that much, but yet that's a bonus as well. So I think it's actually kind of worth it. You know, I'm not going to do it just because it doesn't interest me, but if I'm looking at it on a pure economic value, it's worth it, I think.
Or if you want to realistically look at it, because I mean that's you're right. You're absolutely right. It makes sense, and it's to where you do gain something, but
yeah.
The people that usually are the ones complaining about it or wanting it to be changed are the ones that are doing the special offers and charging back.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that.
They're doing stuff like that to where it's basically you get all this stuff for free.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to work for anything, and they don't think crates cost anything because they get it for free.
Exactly. So Surreal says here, you have to race to get rewards. That's not, or he says that's how it's set up. They're not going to give crap away for free anymore. And the people, I think the biggest people that are complaining are people who want it to go back to two changes ago. I can't remember what it was, where you could basically do 2 races and get like
100 gems.
yeah, it was ridiculous. 2 races and you could get. I was like, I wish it was that. But you can't do that. A game cannot sustain itself like that. You have to spend some money, which is why I want to kind of change and go to the offer wall. Now, the offer wall, man, I started thinking about it. I think the offer wall is killing the game. I don't know.
Yeah, them leaving it at times 3, not necessarily. Yeah, I understand times 3 is cool. It's great. I take full advantage of it when it's there.
Yep.
And there's certain times where I'm like, damn, I wish that times 3 offers was here. But for the game to survive, it doesn't need to be. I haven't really been paying attention to it because my offers have been terrible recently.
Yep.
But I don't know if it's still times 3.
I don't know, but it seems like the times. But here's the thing. I'm trying to fire up my game so I can get exact amounts, the packages for gems. So it's going to take a little bit to fire up here, and then I'll go check. So how much does $20 in gems get you? Was it 1,500 or was it 1,000?
920, 980, something like that.
Okay. So that's very interesting that you say that. So
I think, hold on.
yeah, I'm firing up the game. Oh, garage is loading now. Chad says 900. So let's go here through. If I buy gems, okay.
It's 11 something, I think, or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, here it is. Gems are, we'll go with the $20. Okay, no, it's 970 gems for $20. 970. Right. I have it right here. It's probably blurry. 970 gems for $20. Okay, so we'll write that down here. 970 gems for $20. Okay, now here's the thing: is I just did this the other day. It was an offer from, there was 2 that I did. One from Gillette, the razor company, which is it coincidence? It's the name of the stadium of the team that's going to win tomorrow. Boom. Oh, that's for all you Patriots haters out there. But there was an offer from Gillette, which I spent $10, and I got something crazy like, I wish I took a screenshot of how many gems I got. Screenshots.
I got that offer too. I can't remember. I want to say it was close to 3,000, a little over 3,000.
Yeah, it's on my iPad.
Chad's in the chat. See if you can remember.
Well, let me look through my screenshots here. Screenshots. Okay, so I know I took a screenshot of one of the rewards I got. Sorry, everybody. I'm ill prepared.
It was close to, somebody saying it's close to 3,500. I want to say, I know it was over, I want to say 33.
Okay. Here's one of the offers, and I don't remember if this was the Hulu one or the Gillette, but I got 2,631 gems, and I spent less than $10. No, yeah, it was $10. I spent $10. So for $20, you get 970, or for half the price, I got more than double the gems through the offer wall. Now, if you're buying them through the game, you're spending $20, and I don't know how the arrangement goes, but I'm sure the game gets some, and Apple or Google or whatever device you're on, they get some. I don't know if anybody else gets a cut, but we'll just say for conversation's sake, it's getting split 2 ways, and I don't know if the percentage, but it's getting split 2 ways. The game and Apple or Google gets their money. All right, so they're taking $20 and splitting it 2 ways. Now through the offer wall, now instead of getting $20, they're getting $10 because that's all I spent. It's got to go to Gillette, or it's got to go through the whoever the offer is from. They got to be getting some money. It's got to go to who does the offer wall? What's that company called? Fiverr. So Fiverr's got to get a cut. The game probably has to get a cut, and Google or Apple. So now you're splitting it 4 ways. You're splitting half the money 4 ways. It's got to be it's got just simple math tells you it's just not that good. So I think you gotta think at some point it's killing the game. Like if people were, buying it from the game directly, it'd be a lot better and a lot better in their best interest than if you're going through the offer wall. I just feel it's killing the game.
And I'm sure if they look at their numbers, they see that when times 3 rewards comes out, it spikes. People get on the and literally just do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to think they got to kind of play their own supply and demand with that because they control that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they can use that to their benefit, but I don't know if they just don't care or if they're not like smart enough to do it.
Yeah. See, I'm not sure because I don't know. From for me personally, like from day one up until let's see, this is 2018, 17, December of 2016. So a little bit over a year and 2 months ago. Okay. From the beginning up until then, I bought directly from the game. And I always bought 2 packages. I bought one, and then the next one you get, they gave you a bonus, right?
Yeah.
So I'd always buy 2. And I usually spent, I think it was like 20 and then 50. So I spent like maybe $70 or something, So I spent a lot of money, and it was through the game. So that was money that they were probably splitting between themselves and Apple. That's it. So then all of a sudden, I did at my first, it was a loot crate. And that's how I started getting into this loot crate thing, different story. But I saw it in offer wall, and I said, well, what the hell's loot crate? And I looked at it, and I go, oh, you get these cool things here. And I look, and I'm going to spend $20. That's the cost of a loot crate in general, so $20. And I get all of this cool stuff. Plus, I'm getting $50 worth of gems, which I was going to buy anyway, but I was only going to spend $20. I was only going to get $20, but now you're going to give me $50 plus this. So that's a no-brainer. I'm going to do it. And ever since then, that was a year and 2 months ago. Since then, I think I've bought directly from the game gems once or twice, and that's it. The rest has all been replenished from the offer wall. Now, I guess I could say I'm as big of a offender as anybody. I go through that because it's, well, to me, economically, it's smarter to go and buy them and get a loot crate or razors or it wasn't Hulu. It was Gamefly. I got a subscription to Gamefly for the same price as I was going to spend for gems anyway. Actually, less than that, and I got twice the amount of gems anyway. So, is it killing the game? Is it good for the game? No, definitely not good for the game. Is it killing it? I don't know, but it can't be good. That's for sure.
I mean, you think about it, you get 220 gems for $5, basically.
Yep.
And I would much rather do this with my $5 than just to send it for them to split it however many ways. It just doesn't make sense.
Whoa! Check that shit out. Yeah. Then I got a smile. Yeah. That's freaking awesome. Dr. Daddy the man. Thank you. Thank you.
I figured you did. Just a little bit.
So.
If that picture I sent you earlier didn't make you smile, I figured that would.
Dude, that picture did. The Red Sox fan there. Yeah. For those of you, obviously, who don't know, yes, I'm a Boston Red Sox fan. I am Patriots fan right here. I don't have a Boston Bruins shirt on, but Boston Bruins fan, Celtics, all that good stuff. So, yeah, he showed me a picture of, must have been down in Georgia, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Somebody had a Boston Red Sox license plate on their car, and he's like, hey, this doesn't make you smile. Oh, hey, dude, that poster, I'm in the process of getting it done for you. I have it all done on my behalf, and now it's the next step to get it printed out. Dude, it's going to be...
That's correct.
Dude,
right.
I showed you... I didn't want to show you the whole thing, just that little teaser. I made Dr. Daddy a poster because...
what was Joe calling it again? What was he calling it? I couldn't remember. It started with a C.
What was the...
he was calling your poster because I was like, is that a poster or is it like a painting?
Oh, canvas maybe, or I can't remember what he was calling it.
I think that's what it was. The canvas, maybe. I have to ask. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, you showed me the teaser, but I mean, I couldn't really make out what else it was.
Oh, it's freaking awesome, man. It's freaking awesome. I love it. There's so much detail to it. You have to blow it up really big to see the detail. When it's on my computer and it's small, it doesn't do it justice. Like everything gets pixelated and small, but when you see it big, you're just looking at it like it's going to be about the size of this poster up here. And it's going to be freaking awesome. So as soon as it's done, it's going to get mailed to you. I'll have to get your address, mail it to you. So there's that. So the other thing is somebody wanted to know, and this was on the Facebook group. Somebody wanted to know, they were like, here's an idea. Why don't you do some live streams of like your personal life, like what you do, this and that. And I read it and I'm like, nah, I don't have any, no. And then I started thinking, well, maybe I will. Maybe I started thinking about it, going, maybe I might just do a few little, ideas that show people like what I do during my regular life, this and that. Like me, I'm just a normal guy, just a normal freaking guy. I go to work in the morning. I come home in the afternoon. I play video games. I grill food. I hang out with buddies, football, do some drinking from time to time. I collect toys and crap. I'm just an average guy, but I figure, well, maybe I'll do some stupid shit. So later on today, I'm gonna do another live stream. This time it's gonna be upstairs, a little different. I'm giving you guys a heads up right now so you guys can watch. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway, and so you guys want to check out if you're interested. Here's the giveaway, and it's an actual item. This is it here. It's a virtual reality headset by Utopia 360. And I'm going to give it away to somebody. So, I figure why not? I got it here. I'll admit, I opened it up and tried it out. And it is used. It is used. You might find some Pigpen sweat on there because I did this roller coaster thing. It was pretty freaking amazing. But I decided, I'm going to give it away to somebody who's interested in it. So I'm going to do a live stream later upstairs. It's going to be completely different, not really Racing Rivals related. It's going to be me just being me, hanging out, doing what I do. We're going to hang out upstairs, and I got something planned. But if you guys are interested, check it out. I'm giving you a heads up now. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, so pay close attention to the video. That's all I'm going to say. Pay close attention to the video. So then there's that. And so I'm going to do some live streaming from time to time, Pigpen, just being me when I'm not playing video games or this and that. So somebody else they said on there they wanted a tour of my studio. There we go. And I don't really have much to show you guys because it's still a work in progress. I apologize, Dr. Daddy, for you not being able to see this. You'll have to watch the live stream. I'm just gonna.
It's just very delayed.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna do a quick little just to show people what my studio looks like. So first of all, this is what I see when I'm live streaming. This is it here. This is we'll start off right here. This is my computer monitor. I got YouTube here. I got OBS. I got Lonely Screen here, and my desktop in the background. I got this right up here, which is a list of all the Major League Baseball stadiums that I've been to or want to go to. I'm going to fill that out. Just a little personal goal I have. But this is my my computer setup right here. I don't know if it's too dark, you guys. There you go. So I got my microphone right here. I got this little pencil holder, headphones, calculator, my phone. Here's my notes. Oh, can't look at the notes. Here is the virtual reality headset that I'm going to be giving away on my next live stream upstairs. There's the iPad where Dr. Daddy is located. He's actually in this. Say something, Dr. Daddy.
What's up?
He's actually in here. That's cool. He's like in this little thing here. M&M's, water, my Stranger Things lunchbox, my camera, and I got some toys up here, guys. Some Bebop and Rocksteady from Ninja Turtles. Ghostbusters, freaking Big Lebowski, Ted, some stuff like that. We'll go over here. I got my picture on the wall that these were all postcards, all different comic book postcards. I put them together to make some art on the wall. Some toys and crap here. I'll let you guys just have a quick peek. Some stuff there. Stormtrooper on the wall. Some more toys down here. There's the glasses. You see those glasses? You know what glasses I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's glasses there.
There's that. Some more toys here. Rick and Morty. Another Stormtrooper. I guess I like Star Wars. Pretty good. This is my room here. You're not going to see much here. The walls are still bare over here. I have some crap I have planned on putting on that wall. Right here is going to be a big TV mounted on that wall soon. I'm going to have a coffee table down here. And I'm going to put a couch over here. And I'm going to have a camera facing this way and then a camera facing this way so I can live stream some old school. I'm going to do like a throwback Thursday where I play some old school video games, live stream it. I don't know, some ideas I want to toss around. I got some toys stacked up over there and over here. There's some stuff in the closet I can't show you, stuff growing in there. I mean, hanging out, doing whatever in there, you know. And then this right here, this is my Back to the Future DeLorean. I love this thing. I think it's pretty cool. Everything included in there. It's got the flux capacitor. But it is actually completely and 100% floating, free floating. There's nothing touching there. It's all magnets keeping it floating. I think it's pretty badass. I think it's awesome. I love it. So, but anyways, people wanted a little tour of my studio. I was like, there's really not much here, but you know what? Screw it. Why not? I'll give everybody a little tour, show them, you know, kind of where I spend a lot of my time hanging out. Later on.
Is that a bonus room in the basement, or is that like a
yeah. Yeah, no, this is actually a bonus room I built in my basement. It was bare concrete walls. I'll open up the outside. I don't know if you can see, but it's a basement. See I got the walls, the bare concrete walls, no roof, no ceiling, no drywall. It's a basement. And I spent some time, me and some various friends throughout the process. Like I had one friend come over, we studded the all the way around. Well, actually, I insulated the walls, put a vapor barrier, studded. Then he came over, we studded up the walls. Then I did all the electrical. I had a guy I know hook it up to the breaker box because I was like, no way am I touching that. I didn't mind wiring it up and doing all the outlets and the lights and everything, but I was not hooking it up to that breaker box. I just didn't feel comfortable. Anyways, he did that. And then I had some friends, grilled up some food and shit, and they came over, we put the drywall up, I mudded it, sanded it, painted, put the tiles on the floor, put the doors, just everything, man. It took a while, but it was worth it. It's all fun. It's my little area down here. And, yeah, that's it. But it is a bonus room in the basement that was never here before, so when I go to sell this place, hopefully I'll get a little bit more return on my investment. So there's that. What else, man? Top 75 teams getting cars. We talked about that.
I have mixed feelings about that, though. Okay?
What's that?
I have mixed feelings about that, though.
Well, tell me. What do you think?
I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
But still, like, what kind of number is 75? Like, 75 is not a significant number ever in history. Like, you have 25, that's kind of significant.
Yeah.
10, obviously. 5, maybe, but then you have 1, obviously. 1, 2, and 3 is significant. 75, like, maybe even 50, but I don't know, like, it's just, to me, it's not significant to where they should put it there. And that's kind of how I view it.
Yeah.
And also, they said, it'll be more competition and it'll, like, they say they don't care about the black market, but that increases the value of the cars for the black market.
Right.
And it leaves, they want to contribute to the newer player and give them a chance to get a car. This doesn't help.
You're right there.
If paying attention, the points for turf have been sky high to top 75. And there's that. I think what I feel like should happen, top 75 get a car that is straight out pickable no matter what. If they do decide to go with that idea to make a non-pickable car able to be gem bought to make pickable, then the rest of those 25 teams, the top 100, should get a non-pickable car into where they have to make it pickable if they want it.
Right. Okay.
I feel like that's a little better because it still keeps the competition up because not everybody's going to want to spend gems every week to make their car pickable. But it also gives more cars and gives more players a chance to get a car than just 75 people.
Yeah. I mean, we could go on and on about this all day long. I love it. There's just so many things to consider. Like you said, what the hell is 75? Like you said, that's a very insignificant number. Why they pick 75? Did they just pick it out of thin air? Like, yeah, 75 sounds good. That's what we're doing. Or was there really any thought to it? I don't know. Or maybe, who knows? I don't know. But like, it's good. It's okay. We'll start off with it's bad. It's bad because all the newer players there were some people that really had a hard time getting into top 100 as it was. Like to get in a top 100 team, just to squeak by was difficult. But now to shrink it down to top 75, you're cutting out a huge portion of your newer players. Your new players that want something for their money are not getting it now. So you're kind of alienating them. They're kind of pushing them off to the side, and they're going to lose interest a lot quicker if you're not getting something for all your hard work throughout the turf events. So there's that, but then we talked about the good, like which kind of doesn't make much sense either. But the good is the price. There's less of a supply of it. Hopefully, drive the demand up and the value. But that kind of goes against their whole thing of not really supporting the black market. You can't support it and work around it and with it at the same time. It's kind of hypocritical, maybe, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're kind of like, they see everybody ask, like they don't know who to listen to. Like they see all these people that are on their page that, oh, we want this, we want that, but in reality, they don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to keep an app running, like with the servers, and they don't know how to do that. But then again, you have people like me, you, and all the people that have been here through everything and kind of have a knowledge of the game and what people do like, what's cool, what's not, and aren't like unknowledgeable, if that's a word, when it comes to how to run something. So, and they're kind of stuck between, well, are they just doing that to benefit themselves? Like if we listen to the people who have been playing it for a while, are they saying that stuff to help them out and it's going to drive the new players away? Or should we listen to the new players and do all this stuff like the non-pickable cars and stuff like that and drive the old players away? So I feel like they're kind of running around not knowing what to do.
It's tough. I'll say it is tough. Like, I mean, there's so many people voicing their opinion and this and that, and it's like, who do you listen to? Like you said, do you listen to the new players that want something for their car that may not be spending money, but hopefully maybe down the road will have enough interest in the game that they will spend money? Or do you just push that aside and just listen to the OGs who play day in, day out, spend money all the time? You kind of just cater to them. Is there a way to balance it out? That's tough. It's a tough situation. Stephen Parker says it's hard for newer teams to compete, and I know that, and I think that's very true. Although I think a lot of these teams, I think there should be a place out there. Maybe there is, and I'm just not aware of it. But I think there should be a Facebook group out there for team recruitment only. I think that would help out.
There's a couple of.
Are there? I wish they would advertise. Maybe I'm going to do some research and find them.
But yeah, it's exactly that. You have the newer players that, not saying all of them, but a lot of them are younger, and this kind of comes with being old and having a stereotype where the newer generation, the younger generation, wants everything just handed to them. They don't know how to go out and research. They don't know how to look for a page. Like, all you gotta do is go Racing Rivals and then type in what you're looking for.
Yeah, I know. Go to Facebook and search search, go to Google, search, and like, yeah, you can't have everything handed to you, and you got to put your work in. You got to put hard work in to get what you want. I mean, I can't even say I put in so many hundreds and hundreds of hours doing my YouTube thing, and I got to say, I mean, it hasn't really gotten me anywhere. Everything I've gotten, I've had to work for, but it's all about putting that work in, putting that effort, and go out there and grab, go out and take what you want. No one's going to hand it to you. You know, you can't go to Showdown and expect to get 250 free gems for 2 races. It's not going to be handed to you. It's not going to be easy. You know, you have to put the work in. You have to get the blood, sweat, and tears. You got to do it, or you're not going to get too far in life. You know, we're talking about a video game, but these principles kind of stretch out into the real world. You know, I didn't make it where I am with my job just by, if I would have waited around and sat around till somebody handed me something, I'd still be sitting there waiting empty-handed. You know, you got to go out and work hard. You got to go out and get it.
Exactly, and like you said, it kind of, like, real life, as much as people say, oh, it's a game, you got to relax, you got to have fun. It absolutely, 100%, if you can't have fun playing this game, don't play it.
Mm-hmm.
But with it having in-game purchases and having to do with stuff that you have to do, spend your real life, like, money on it, it gets more serious.
Yep.
Which in turn brings in real life situations with, like you said, supply and demand, and just knowing how something works. It all goes towards that. Like, you gotta work for something. Nothing's gonna be handed to you.
Nope.
Go play Candy Crush if you want to hand it to you.
Sure. Angry Birds. Actually, even Angry Birds, you got to pay for it. It's not free. There's nothing free, man. There is a balance. You know, I'm not going to pay $100 for Mills, but then again, I don't expect to be handed Mills for free. You know, there's a balance. That's the way it is. Hey, Sticky Ricky's on. What's up, buddy? So yeah, I'm here with OG, Dr. Daddy, here with Pigpen, the one and only. We're just bullshitting about the game, talking. We're like going on an hour and 16 minutes now, man. Time just flies. Like, I'm having a lot of fun here. But we talked about a lot of stuff like Racing Rivals Economics 101, about how money balances out with PayPal, with the real US dollar, with the value of cars and inventory, and just a real basic understanding of the whole supply and demand system, and how you just can't say, oh, we're going to sell Mills for $5 now. It's not going to work. As easy as it sounds, you're going to just sell it for $5. Someone's going to crack. Hey, you can't get everybody on board, first of all. And if you could get everybody in the game who sells Mills on board to sell them for $5, it's not going to last. Someone's going to undercut. Someone's going to undercut them, and it's going to get undercut. Uh-huh.
Because you can sell something for whatever you want. It's free country. You can do whatever you want. Just, I mean, like, speaking, like, I can take a pencil down the street, like, hey, this pencil costs $100. You want to buy it? I guarantee you, nobody will buy that pencil.
No, but if you could sell it, you would, but you can't.
Right. It's exactly what's going to happen if they were to try to do that. Oh no, we're not selling for anything less than $5. Okay, well, you have fun sitting on all those. Nobody's gonna buy it.
So, but, whew, all right, man. It's like you had to be out by 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's. I guess we're gonna slowly wrap this thing up, man. Guys, if you just now joined, shame on you. Go back and check out the live stream. I'm here with Dr. Daddy, and we've been talking about Racing Rivals economics and all that good stuff, kind of talking about supply and demand and how it all works out with the game and real life situations. Talked about major update 7.0 in the near future for Racing Rivals. Check out Carbonated's Twitch channel. What do they call it on Twitch? I think it's a channel. No. Twitch, whatever it is.
I have no idea.
Check out Carbonated's Twitch feed, maybe. I don't know what it is, but check that out for more information about 7.0 that's going to be coming out in the upcoming weeks. Talked about my Facebook group with all the different ideas that you guys have submitted for live streaming. I've gotten some new ideas for stuff to talk about. I'm going to definitely be doing some more live streaming. A week from now, I'm going to have surgery. Don't worry, I'll be back. But I'll be out for a little bit. I promise I'll be doing more live streaming between now and then. And I don't know how long my recovery time is, but I'll try to do some more live streaming. I'll get back into it because I got some more ideas that I'm working on. Somebody mentioned they want, what do I do? What does Pigpen do in his regular daily life? And I figured, hey, I might as well do some normal live streaming. So I'm going to do another live stream later on tonight upstairs, not Racing Rivals related, where I'm going to give away this virtual reality headset from Utopia 360. I'm going to give that away to one lucky winner. So there's a heads up if you're interested in that or just interested in my live stream and supporting me. Make sure to check that out. It's going to be going on in a few hours, maybe 2-3 hours from now. I'm going to be upstairs. I got something planned for you. Check that out. Dr. Daddy, he's here. You got anybody you want to shout out or anybody you want to call out?
Yeah, I want to shout out my brother, Dirty Hammer, for being an absolute asshole. But he's been going on in this chat about doing something, and he did it. If I wouldn't have caught it, it would have really messed up the whole, like the whole audio would have been messed up. But shout him out, Sticky Ricky right here. He, Mr. Canvas. We're talking about him for a little bit before then, and then just, I mean, yeah, Edward is always here. He's always here for your live streams.
Edward is. I caught one of Edward's, he did a live stream earlier. He was playing some GTA, and I caught him on Facebook, so I hung out and watched him steal some cars and shoot some cops and crash some vehicles. That was a lot of fun. Thanks, Edward. That was cool.
And then you have Short Wood. Yeah, I give a little shout out to Mr. Short Miss Wood over there.
Craig. Craig's always here. He didn't want a live stream. He's like, screw you, I'm done. I don't want. No, he didn't. He didn't say that. I just made that up. But
obviously, the biggest shout out would be to you. It's just the community wouldn't be anywhere, in my opinion, wouldn't be anywhere close as connected to together as it would be without them. If you look at everything that you do for the community, you have launch tutorials, everything that you do just in general, like you said, it's not easy. It's time consuming, but you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for help everybody else out.
If I was
trying to get some benefits, but
it's tough. It takes a lot of time, and it is time consuming. There's very little reward. Like some people think I get paid from YouTube. I do get a little bit, but I think I spent way more into the game than I've ever gotten from YouTube. But that's besides the point. The point is the reason I started making my Perfect Launch tutorials is I wanted to help out the community and kind of spread knowledge and try to get more people involved and make I like competition. I don't like that. It used to be a few people would run the board. They knew all the tricks, all the shifts, all the cars, all the tunes. And I say, you know what? Enough of that. Let's get the knowledge out there. Let's get it out there so that there's even competition. Let's raise the bar, get more people involved. And that's what I like. And it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay like YouTube doesn't pay. I don't get anything free from Carbonated. I get a freaking shit ton of love from the community. That is enough to do it right there. Like that's enough, man. I've gotten so many messages from people, and I got to tell you, I read them, and I don't get to respond to all of them because there's just so many of them. But
I mean, I challenge anybody in this chat, anybody in general that plays Race Rivals, to go make a YouTube channel and see how much it benefits them. See how quote unquote easy it is. It's not easy.
No.
Also, real quick, I did kind of forget him. I just want to shout out Chad for being here.
Chad?
He's been gone for a long time.
Chad Lemos?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't want to forget him. He kind of got a little sad, so.
Well, there you go, Chad.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I challenge anybody in this chat to go and make a YouTube channel and try to get 500 subscribers, much less 57,000 subscribers.
Well, here's the thing too is YouTube in the last year they've made so many changes that make it so much harder for YouTubers and less rewarding. Like, there's really no reason to have a YouTube channel unless you're a huge YouTuber now, which it's impossible to be a huge YouTuber. And to get to that point is kind of just, you're spending your own time and money and effort. You're not getting much back. Even to live stream and to be eligible for monetization now, you have to have 1,000 subscribers minimum. And you have to, I forget the amount, you have to have a certain amount of views.
4,000, I think it's 4,000 or 40,000 minutes views.
Something like that per year, just to be eligible to get money. And then if you're eligible for money, dude, the amount of money I wish I had some change here, because that's about as much as you get from YouTube. It's not very rewarding. So,
yeah, I mean, I'll be open with mine. I've been doing YouTube for, I think, a little over a year now. And year to date, I have made right at $400.
Yeah, so
it's not enough. That's not even enough to cover half my rent. So,
no, and that's in how long?
I put right back into the game.
Yes, and how long has that been?
A year.
So, and that's not 400 all at one shot. That must be probably 100 here, 100 there.
Yep, and it takes me a couple months. It's averaging right around $100 every 3 months.
Yeah.
It's not easy. If anybody here thinks that that's all it takes is to just make a video and you get subscribers, no, they're horribly mistaken.
No, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The hard work it takes to be put in to do something like this. It's time consuming. If I was interested in money, if I was interested in making money, I wouldn't be doing this. I would spend the time that I do this on a second job, you know, which this is the equivalent of a second job. I probably put in between playing, recording, and all this, probably at least 20, 40 hours a week easy. I could be doing a second job and make, if I was interested in money, that's what I would do. But I'm not. It's not about the money. It's about helping community out and connecting with people and just having a good time, man. If you're not enjoying what you're doing in life, you're doing the wrong thing. So on that note, Dr. Daddy, I want to give you a huge high five. Thank you. Thanks for being, you know, not only a guest here, but a guest all the time. You've been on my, my live stream many times now. I want to thank you for that. You know, maybe one of these days you'll have me on your live stream.
I'm just waiting on you to show me that setup, and I got you.
Oh, well then we'll get that going for you, and then I can be a guest on yours. So we'll do that up. So guys, take it easy. Thanks for joining. Like, comment, subscribe, share, turn those video notifications on so you never miss a video. And speaking of video, in a few hours, join me where I'll be live streaming again tonight. And I'm going to give away this virtual reality headset from Utopia 360 to one lucky viewer. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Later.
Yeah.